Okay, guys, welcome to the Truman Show. We're back. Janik, your host. Give thanks for life. We're back. My friend Iru is here with me. How are you, Iru?
Fine, fine. Thank you again for inviting me. It's a pleasure.
Yeah,
I just sent hello to Mar. She
yeah,
always are with us, so I'm gonna miss her a little.
yeah. No, she was gone away. I believe I texted her yesterday, but she said she wasn't available. So, but anyway, we have a. She's with us anyway, no matter what. So,
Yes, yes, of course. Energy
uh,
in
I
another
wanted to.
level.
Huh?
She's here.
Yeah, I wanted to start Iru by me and Iru were talking a little bit offline before, and we were saying that this world, this whole truth movement, also is putting a lot of emphasis on the word deception. Like we live in a world of deception, but me and Iru don't totally agree with that, and we live in a world of wonder, glory, and love and grace. But a lot of people have forgot that, and they think we live in a deception. But I think me discovering that flat Earth and truth and all the stuff that I've been discovering because I seek it too. Seek, find, and realize. Well, it's a blessing, and I'm sure you who can share. His opinion with me, but it's not a world of deception. It's a blessing that we've been given. You have to wake up. You have to wake up to the blessing. When the blessing falls, it doesn't fall on one man's house. It falls on everybody. We all been blessed with this awakening, with this, not just this awakening, but with life. We're blessed with life. And it's to start to realize that you have a life and to wake up and live. That's the most important, because the biggest conspiracy, like many who were talking before, it's against us. It's not the flat earth. It's not the 9/11. It's against us. It's against who we are and how powerful we are. So who maybe you can share your opinion on that.
Yes, exactly. I mean, for me, when they talk about the deception, it's like they talking because they are thinking from this point. The deception is from here, from they, not from us. From us is open a new world. So I don't. In the past I used to learn things about the vibration of the word and the real meaning of the words. So if you start to promote this movement, like the deception of the globe, the deception of this, you in fact what you are talking is about deception, and
Yeah,
you are
and you're feeding them energy also. You're
exactly,
feeding them
exactly.
energy.
So to the new people that this knowledge arrive to their life, that this knowledge is arrived like with that kind of energy, with the energy of deception. So for me it's important to, if anybody wants to use the word deception, to the best thing is to clarify that the word deception is for this kind of people. For us is like a blessing, is like you say before. So in fact today we going to talk a lot about the real meaning of the word
Yeah,
and how they use this power to create the characters that we know they present the globe, like
yeah.
Copernico, like Kepler, like Newton, etc., etc. So that is the really important thing. Santos Bonacci talks a lot about the real meaning of the word. Also, I
Yeah.
think you have listened.
Yeah, we have touched a bit of the subject with Santos. He will be back also sometimes in May. Maybe you can join us when he comes, Santos also. Who that would be interesting to have you
Yes,
and Santos together on Hangout.
yes,
Well,
I had twice with he,
yeah,
and was a really pleasure. We combine very well because Santos
yeah,
talks. He have a lot of knowledge, and maybe for the new generations he doesn't have a lot of image to be together with what we say. So
yeah.
he talk and I show.
Exact. No, it's very. I would like to have you when I'm gonna talk to him anyway. I'm supposed to get in touch with him very soon for him
Yeah,
to know
yeah,
when he
yeah,
comes
perfect.
back. So we will include you for sure.
Yeah, perfect. So if you want to, I can start with
Yeah,
the.
yeah. Go ahead with your presentation. I'll do my intervention and ask you question as usual. I mean, it has to be interactive also, so that's why we're two people.
Okay, perfect. In fact, I have I don't know if you see this news of today, or I think I was a week ago. I have in Spanish, but it say like air balloon of Google fall
Yeah.
down in the region of Bio Bio. So these are the satellites that
No.
Google use.
Yeah, I seen it yesterday. I seen a video on YouTube. A guy presented it. I seen also they were trying, I think, to pull back the balloon on the boat or something. I saw a video like that. All kinds of balloons sent in the air. But I've been talking about that before. I said the satellites. I said it's not very complicated to understand where you think they launch them or where they are. It's with balloons like that most, and they almost all failed.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's amazing. It's
Yeah.
the things start to come, out, and the people that are close to this new idea, I don't know how much time left to open their mind and the eyes,
Yeah.
because everything is fall down.
Everything is
So
falling down. Everything is coming out. The truth is out there like never before, but it's always been there also. We've just been put under a trance and never lift the veil. And it's to lift the veil of the illusion. It's just to just question your reality.
exactly,
Everything's going to come clear. You're going to be able, but after we need people like you to help us match the dots, why we live in such a big illusion, but that's why you're here today.
okay, and I have that knowledge from other people, and
Exactly.
The real thing is because some guys talk about that all these kind of things are like a plot from Jesuit or from the New World Order, but the knowledge about the Earth, it's a plane, comes from 2,000 years ago, from the last reset of the human race, which was the Big Flood. So from that point until today, every generation talks about the flat Earth. So it's not from just the Jesuit or the New World Order thing, or this is a conspiration for our time. No, this knowledge comes from a lot of time ago, and who knows before the big flow what generations are there. So this
But
knowledge.
that's what I was talking with Teacher D in the interview we did. He was saying that Babylon has fallen before, it's gonna fall again, and
Exactly. In fact, maybe we go to another way before start, but I think yesterday or Monday, Tuesday, I don't know what day, Alex Carrion, you know him?
I like his
Alex
work.
Carrion start to make a video and show Saturn, and then show the moon, and he talks about what other people talks, like it's like water wave passing through the planet, passing through the moon, passing from everything is up our head in the space. It's like be in the water, and that it's obviously combining with the knowledge, the waters above. So I'm start to in fact, the other show that I was with you the last week, we talking about the Atlantida, like we are Atlantida. We live enclosed, and there is water above. That is no doubt. Atlantis is like another history, but with all this kind of knowledge, you start to understand that maybe all these kind of histories, it's referred to us, to our civilization, to our planet, we can call, because there is water above. And in fact, there is a really curious
There's blocks of
advertising.
ice. There's blocks of ice also falling down. Apparently in Russia somewhere.
Yeah, yeah. In fact, because I'm start to make some Bob, some research to start to make a new video talking about this. So there is a really curious advertising, really new,
Yeah.
which call, I don't know if you see it. It's called Hennessy. Did you know this? Did you see this
Yeah.
publicity?
No, but I don't watch TV but on YouTube
No, no.
either. I didn't see it on YouTube also.
Okay, well, I'm gonna show this, and with this really, because it's a nice thing to
Yeah,
to
no, it's
see,
interesting.
and we start with a really exposition. But water above, no, not this one. This one. First of all, we know, because a lot of people has filmed that kind of ripple, this ripple on the moon.
Yeah.
Which reminds me a lot of like when you are on the coast and the water come, right?
Yeah.
Then you can see the same effects. This is the ripple, but the same kind of ripple, you can see it from the front of the moon. There is a lot of people that have recorded this kind of wave.
Which some call the wave over the moon waves or something. There's a guy talking about that.
Exactly, but Alex Carrion talks with Saturn, for example, not just the moon. And if you look the stars and see how the stars are a movement, it's also referred to something like water. But the real thing here, it's really strange publicity, because I'm gonna show you. This publicity is called Hennessy, and this start again the meaning of the word, because Hennessy, they wrote with this kind of letter, but that is referred to Genesis. Okay, it's the same, but writing in other way, but it's referred to Genesis, right? So the publicity, this publicity of Genesis, very curious name for a cognac. It's and they they drop it in this time when the people start to talk about the flat earth and everything like that. And what you're gonna see is like
after he goes as far as any man can possibly go, how does his son continue?
really curious publicity, right? In fact, if you take pay attention really close, you can start to see things like, for example, this reminds me, like Masonic ring that the astronauts, even I want to talk. I want to open
have to zoom on it.
Yeah. No, of course. Maybe they don't use exactly the same, but the meaning of that kind of shot is to remind you that kind of, the ring there. Then you are ascending, not with the ship. You always gonna see the straight line in the horizon. This guy are ascending like in submarine, so they are going to expect to find water up. That is why they travel in this kind of ship,
submarine ball.
Yeah, exactly. And here you can see the waters above, the darkness of the space, the auroral, the earth really flat because there is not a sphere. And here you can see the meaning of the stars, for example, like it's like water bubbles, the eye, and this kind of the firmament, the crystal uh, barrier, we can
Also,
call like
also,
that. And
also, we are water beings. Also, our body is constituted, I think, 90% of water, something like that. So
yeah,
we are crystal beings. If you look inside our body, you can see all kinds of little crystals, and we are take our energy from that. I saw a video on that, or I read on that.
yes, exactly. And
So
and in fact, this the ships get into water, and then the inside of this submarine is all red because refer to Luciferians people, like
yeah,
that is why it's all this in red color. And
Masonic red and blue also. No?
exactly, and this is when the submarine start to ascend, you find in the water other rocks, because this kind of image refer to this,
Yeah.
to the, I think I have it in here, is this kind of rocks, is the rocks where the Olympus is up there, the house of the god.
Yeah.
That is why in this publicity, when he ascend to waters, he again found land from down, because he's seeing he are down of that. And the idea of this publicity is like the Luciferian people can reach the god's house. That is, and it's because I don't think after all this journey you're gonna find a cognac up there. Okay. I don't think they
so.
do. Okay, and this I invite all the people, because when you start to see who is Picard's and the relationship with Masonic institution and all that kind of thing, you're gonna find a lot of information. So this publicity is made on purpose at this time, because the people are waking up.
Also, they take alcohol in the publicity, so alcohol suppress consciousness for sure.
Exactly. That is another thing. So there is a lot of, like this publicity. Genesis, you can write whatever you want to write. The important thing is the vibration of the word, not just the letters, because the brain, it's interpretate the sound, not the image only. That is why the Egyptians have hieroglyphics, because the hieroglyphics works on 3 levels in the conscience, because you see a complex image, and the pronouns of that kind of hieroglyphics are, have impact in the brain. It's not just the image.
I say it all the time. If you think symbols and signs have no effect on the subconscious or have no effect on people, just put a swastika on your arm and walk into a synagogue. Tell me if the symbols have no effect on people. Like
Exactly.
it's
It's
that's why
also
there's so many in society. That's why there's so many. They want to make sure that the field is vibrating to their level.
exactly. So I am not a religious people, because I am a spiritual people, because the religion for me, it's another way to enclose the mind. The religion institutions, like they present today, right? I don't know in other times, but I don't trust a lot in religions. I trust in the spiritual things and all that kind of things.
Maybe that's an interesting thing. Maybe thousands of years ago, maybe there was some kind of, I don't know what they call today religion, but they were more conscious, more
Exactly.
Like, it's possible, but the religion today, I don't adhere to any religion at all. I'm like you, and my religion is love.
Exactly. So, but because what we need to understand is all the history that we know today is totally manipulated. So that doesn't mean that in the beginning that kind of history are or not true, but today are totally manipulated. So I can't trust in that kind of history, because I know that the history it's growth by the winners. I don't know if
Yeah,
you understand.
the history is written by the victors, then they say.
Exactly. That
Yeah.
here in Argentina we know with other words, but that is the
Yeah.
concept. So I don't trust 100%, but I know that they need to put some truth in this kind of knowledge, because if not, the people is not going to get involved. There is no truth at all. So in that kind of little things, like, you know, you can take it as a tool for uh, keep digging in this research. I found that this kind of concept, it's a really good concept, because you will know them by their fruit.
Yeah.
You know, like that is something that could be real. It doesn't matter if you are a Christian or if you are a Zionist or whatever. For the fruit, you know what kind of, you know, your really you are. All
Yeah.
right. So based on this kind of tool, what I found, because I want to start from the beginning, because the last episode we together, we talk about this, but you know, really quickly. So I gonna go
Yeah, you
more.
know, it's important to match all the dots. There's so much stuff. The rabbit hole goes so deep. It's important to touch everything.
Exactly. So what I was found, it's here in Spain, not in Argentina, in Spain, there is a guy called Sergio Manuel Pop. I'm gonna show you this guy. He's writing a book in English also, but this guy is an architect, and he has a lot of history, art involved, and things like that. He wrote a book which he this is the page book, and he's a genius also, because I learned a lot about this guy, because what he do was was to decodify. I don't know if the
Yeah.
word is correct.
Decodify.
Decodify
Yeah.
the ancient language. So he really, the first time that I start to analyze the language in the way we are going to present today, was because I read this book. In this book, you have the root of every word from the Sumerian people until today, because something that the people must understand is all the things we are going to analyze today, it come from this thing. I mean, we think that, you know, the Greeks, the Latin is like the first language for us, but not. The Latin and the Greek is, you know, like the seventh language
Yeah.
manipulated. This language is totally arranged for create the reality of this kind of elites. So we must be understand that before the Greeks, before the Greeks, which is in this line, let me just mark, is the Phoenicians, the Arameo, Babylonian, Accadio, Assyrio. I don't know which is the correct pronounce in English. And after the big flow, we start with Sumeria.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the language of the Babel Tower, we can call it. You know, the history of the Tower of
Yeah.
Babel.
Yeah.
That when I realized that all these you know, the meaning of the words are true, was for only one word. I listened from Sergio, and that word was family. We used to think that the word family, it's like, you know, a good word, because the system all the time they say no, because the family is the most important, the family all the time they refer to the family, but the real the word family, even in Latin, because this is in English, but the word I'm going to translate to you here, say the word family comes from Latin. It's a word that derives from the famulus, that means slave, slave, esclavo. Esclavo in Spanish, in English, is slave. The word family means slaves. That is why, yeah, and this is not a conclusion of my mind, of my research. This is literally, if you go into a library and you take a book of Greek, of Latin, and you find the word family, you're going to find that the word family is slave people.
Okay, and what's their in bad? For sure, they have bad intention, but what is the whole root behind it? How do you explain it?
Well, I don't know the whole root. You mean the root of
what does it mean? Like you say family now. What's the meaning of the word family? You said it.
For this, the
How do you
this is-
interpret the whole thing?
yeah, this is the real word for same family in Sumerian was monada. Monada, like this. Monada. This word is the real word for saying family. But what is
They
the
hijack
problem?
The word.
Yeah, the problem here is, for example, the people is gonna take this word and they going to associate with monos, which means monkeys. So when you try to say to the people, hey, no, family, it means slave, and family, it means the real word for family is monada. Here, for example, in the Spanish language, they're gonna tell you, you are crazy. I am not a monkey. I am not a monada. Yeah, because they make this kind of bond in the between words, so the regular people reject this kind of word because they say no, I don't want to be a monkey. All right, for example, I just tell you this is, for me, is very difficult to translate the knowledge that I have in Spanish to English, so maybe you don't understand very well what I'm saying, but
No, I understand
I think
very well.
okay, but I think this. I'm gonna show you this. So the first thing we must be understand is that the Greek and the Latin is not the first or the most important language, because after all, from this kind of a time is where all these Earth globe calculation come from. Aristoteles and so that is why the system give so important to the Greeks, because the system wants to you believe that the Greeks are genius, and they are far away from genius. Okay, so when the system call you, family is mean slave, and famulus, which is the word from fame. When the system to the young people, all the you want to be a famous, but the real word the real meaning of famous is to be a slave of the elite. Family is just a slave, and the word famous, help me, which is the word for famous. All right, family is a slave. Famous is a slave of elite. So that is how why you when you start to see all this kind of I think I have it.
I always like Perfect Gizmani because he always says it's fan over fame.
Yeah.
Fan over fame. He's not for the fame at all. He's not for being famous. Like,
yeah, this is a
for
famous
sure,
people.
the music he does comes with the notoriety he gets, no? But I mean, yeah,
Yeah, this is the famous people. The famous people are slave 24 hours a day,
yeah,
and
yeah,
they need
yeah,
to make this kind of ritual, and all the time they need to give that kind of sign to their masters, you know.
yeah.
So that was for me the most important word that I found, that what this guy Sergio tell me in this kind of books are really true, because at the beginning I was thinking this guy is crazy. How could be the word family group of slaves? But when I found that online in etymologic book, that was crack my mind, because I say, okay, this is really strong things, because how the system can programming the language to say family, but in the real meaning of that word is group of slaves. So that is really, for me, was really shocking, you know. So from that point until today, it's what we are talking now. Okay, so the words, you know, all these kind of Sumerian things, Egyptian things, and all this kind of stuff, they all the time they call to this entity, which is Baal.
Uh,
Okay, so anybody in the, you know, can enter to Google and put Baal, and you're gonna find a lot of information about who is Baal. But the important thing is that Baal has another names, like Hannibal, and you know the movie
yeah,
Hannibal.
like we
So
said,
what what is Hannibal?
comes and eat your mind, eats your
Yeah,
whole being.
exactly. Hannibal in the movie open your brain and eat your, you know.
Yeah, you
So
eat the
that
brain.
is exactly. So that is the real message of that movie. That like
Wow.
this entity, the Baal entity, is eating your life, right? So Baal, we going to find this is the real name for
Hollywood has been created to brainwash people. That's all it is.
exactly, and they telling you in your face.
Yeah,
So
it's all in our face.
exactly. So Baal, for Sumerian people, Baal is the name original, Baal. But then you can find it like Hannibal, like Asdrubal, Baal, Baltasar, which is one of the three kings of, you know?
Yeah,
Be-
Balthazar, you said?
yeah, Baltasar.
Yeah, Balthazar. Yeah, I heard that before when I was young in church or
Exactly.
something. I think it has to do with the crèche or something.
Yes, I don't know
Les
how.
trois rois mages. Oui, les trois rois mages. C'est comme ça qu'on les appelle en français, les trois rois mages. Balthazar. There was two other
Exactly.
guys too.
It's, you know, here in Argentina we know like King Baltasar, one of the three kings that
Les trois rois
come to
mages.
Jesus, and like, and when you are young, your family say, okay, from 6th of January, which is the day here in Argentina from the three kings, the regular history is call to Baltasar because he is going to bring you a gift.
Yeah.
That is the history for the young people, you know, for the boys. So when you call to Baltasar, you are calling the devil.
Wow.
Because you are calling Baal. Is here from Wikipedia, so you can find it in any library.
Yeah, it's important to understand that when you say you're calling the devil, something like that, it's by vibration, frequency of the words, not not consciously. You don't do those things consciously, but it's all that's why we live in the world we live in, because there's so much vibration going towards them. That's why it's important to wake up, to stop those vibrations. Once you stop giving them power, stop giving them vibration with stuff like that, wow, it's gonna come into on our side at one point.
Exactly. So you can found it also like Belzebu. That is another
Yeah, Beelzebub. Yeah, I heard that too.
exactly. And then you can found it like Allah from the Muslim people,
Yeah.
the Baal Hamon, the Belzebu, Moloch. Moloch is one of the names that these Skull and Bones people all the time are evoke, you know.
Yeah.
So the important thing here, what you must be understand is, we are going to see in other slides that you, for example, in the Egyptian history, the same name from Baal was Set. All right, it's the same. So when I going to talk about Set, it's like talking about Baal. In fact, the number 7, it's come from the word Set. September.
There's a guy named Seth Godin. I don't know if you heard about him.
I don't know. I don't recall.
I don't know. I'm gonna research on him, but I was always a bit suspicious on that guy. But I'm gonna research more now that you.
Okay. And the curious thing is, for example, the word Baal, it means Lord of or Amo, you know, master of or Lord. So we start to understand why they all the times refer to this kind of name, because the name Baal in Sumerian, it means Lord or master. So every time you say I live in the ball, you know, in the in the ball, in this kind of ball,
In the blue
you
ball.
are saying I living inside of my master or my lord. So that is why they call this, because they can call this a sphere, for example.
Yeah.
They can call you live inside a sphere, but they say about inside a ball. A ball all the time is like a ball.
Ball hurt.
Exactly. So that is why they use the word ball, because it doesn't matter if ball is great, like, you know, ball or Baal. The vibration is the same. So that is why they use Baal all the time. But
So that's why we have basketball, baseball,
exactly.
pinball. Everything is with the ball.
No, in fact, we are going to analyze this in 20 minutes maybe. But for example, the football, this has a lot of meaning, because, you know, there is out there are great documentaries about why there are so many arenas, so many stadiums in the world, synchronized, all the people, you know, yelling and making noise, and, you know, goal all the time. That this, you know, thousands of stadium, the same day, the same hour, with that kind of people, exciting in ways of energy, but energy of destruction, because the football is one team against another team. So that energy is a bad energy, okay?
Yeah.
But
It's
if
separation.
exactly, but if you go to the what that means, the word football, you know, it's like, it's really close to this meaning also.
Football.
Food to Baal, because all that energy in the stadiums are food to this kind of entities.
You know what? I've never seen it like that. That is, I see clearly, but I mean, I've never looked at it. It's when you said ball, it came to my mind: baseball, football,
Yeah,
pinball. Everything is with ball.
Yes, in fact, for example, the basketball.
Yeah.
Here you have a really this is blow minding, because this what it means is like this. You have basket, right? But the word basket is like I don't know which is the name in, let me just this is basket in Spanish, right? It's like this kind of
Okay,
recipe.
what you're gonna tell me now?
Okay, so this is very, very close to the basket case. All right, the basket sport. Let me just put it this, because this is going. This is
Yeah, I see you
all right.
coming now.
So exactly. So this kind of, this kind of
Yeah.
design is very close to this kind of design, right? But who uses this kind of basket? This kind of basket was used by the women, right? When they go to the farm and they put
Carry
inside
stuff,
apple.
carry stuff, bread
Exactly,
or whatever.
exactly. So the real meaning of this sport, it's, first of all, what do Bal? Bal in this kind of sport select the most big peoples in our race. You know, when you gonna when you are going to, for example, when you have a cow, all right, a
Yeah.
cow and a bull, right? Bull, right?
Yeah.
If you want to have kids from these animals, you're gonna select the most big bull, and to, to
To make
get
the stronger genetics for you.
exactly.
Yeah.
So in the sport, the more strong genetically people are these guys, because are the more tall
Yeah.
people, the more big people, So the meaning of the word basket is the best genetic of the human race that get a really lot of effort, a really lot of strength to put the egg, the ball, inside the basket of a woman, inside the woman. I don't know if you understand what I mean, but
Yeah, I see you coming.
okay, so basketball is like a symbolic violation, we call it like that, of the putting Baal inside of a woman. I don't know if I have explained it really well or not, but that is the basketball. It's like talking about the vagina of a woman be,
Being
with the
raped.
ball.
Being raped almost by
Exactly.
force. You force the ball into the basket.
Exactly. I forget the word rip. Which is
That's it. It's like an image of a ball raping the woman all the time, putting
exactly.
the like. Also, we have to make something clear here. Who we're both fan of sports. I'm sure we're not about trashing any sports. We're about shedding light on everything. So it's not about not liking a sports or any other thing. I love sports, but when it comes to distraction and professional sports, it's another thing.
Exactly, but the sport, I mean, you can play sports, but the problem is when you have 50,000 people, making that kind of energy.
Yeah.
That is the problem. No, if you are going to play with your friends.
You play sports. I play sports.
Exactly.
Everybody loves sports. Everybody loves to move, but it's the energy,
Exactly.
the vibration we're explaining.
Yeah. Inside, in fact, we're talking about balls. Remember that time where Jordan with the number 23 plays in balls. The best team was the Bull. The Bull. And who is the Bull? This is the fucking Bull.
Wow.
So it's all the same. This is all the same. It's all rituals. Here are not words. The words are, in fact, in English.
Who just to interrupt you 2 seconds, it's very important to understand that all these owners of basketball team, football team, baseball team, and all of that, they're all part of the brotherhood. They know the truth. They know that they manipulate. They're part of it was planned on their agenda. I think it's the elders of Zion, the protocols, to create distraction in that, and so all these owners of the teams, they know what they're doing.
Exactly. Yeah. In fact, in English, there is a word because
that's why it's red. That's why their shirt is red too.
Yeah, and the number 23 is the number 5, the pentagram, all this kind of the diabolic meaning. But in English, there is very easy to understand this kind of game with the words, because
So
in English,
Michael Jordan was very famous.
obviously, because
There you go.
he was a famous,
slave.
he was a slave of elite.
Yeah.
He was a famous. So in English, when you want to, talk a word letter by letter, you say, I think, spelling, right?
Spelling it. Spell. Yeah, it's a spell.
Yeah.
It's
But
like a
the
spell on
words
you.
are spells. I don't know
Yeah.
if this is the correct way to write, but
Words
that
are
is
spells.
So this is the real power of the words. Are spells. The words are vibrational spells. It doesn't matter how you wrote
That's
if you
profound.
put
That's profound because that's the way we spell the words, but the words
exactly,
are a spell on us.
exactly.
Wow. I never seen that one.
But that is
My
no,
mind
this,
is blown in the last half an hour here. I'm sure the people that listen to it, like sometime I would like to go interact on the chat on the site, but this requires my attention a lot. So I hope people understand that I cannot go in the chat and look at the comment now, because I know there is people in the chat on the side, but I want to give my attention to you, so I'm sure everybody understands.
okay, whatever. I have time, so if for me,
No, but I don't want to lose track of what I'm saying
okay,
too. Like we both need our concentration to talk about stuff like that.
So for closing this slide, I want to leave clear that
But it's so
Baal,
important, that one, so important. It's the base of everything that you just explained there. It's so crucial.
yeah, exactly. So Baal has a lot of other names, like the Bible says. The Bible in, I don't know, I can't remember the exact part, but the Bible and other kind of religious books say that the devil has like 1,000 names.
Yeah.
So that these are the 1,000 names. It's Baal, it's Baltasar, it's Hadad, it's Set, it's El, and so on. It's also about Baal is the same name from the Hebrew people. Baal is Shabbat. So that is why you listen all the time, Shabbat, because it's referred to Baal also. In fact, the word Shabbat from the Phoenician people means dragon.
Yeah.
So that is why you're going to start to see this series called the Game of Thrones. And the Game of Thrones, they present a lot of dragons, like nice dragon, it's my friend, the dragon is my friend. But if you make a friend of the dragon, you're gonna end it like this. Dragon feed you. So this is the symbolic, of all these kind of things. So once you have this clear, you can understand why they telling us we living inside a ball, because it's symbolically you are living inside these entities. That is why they call the name ball to the ball. So with that kind of things in the on the table, you can understand why the Christian people take all the knowledge from the Egyptian people, and the most important section, the most important section today in the Vatican are the Jesuits. You can find it that, for example, I think this guy called, I don't know if this is an insider or no, but Leo Sagami, if you want to really understand what the Jesuits are inside the Vatican, this guy is going to tell you line by line, perfect.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to get the book. He has a book out?
Yeah, there is a book, but it's a lot of... this guy was, Illuminati. And he say that he go out. So start to speak in. So that is why I start to say, I don't know if this is an insider or not, but a lot of things that he talked about the Jesuit, I also listened from other people, and they match what the other people say and what this he say. It's match, you know. So he has a lot of interview in the internet. You don't have to take the book. You can listen from the you know, you have a lot of things. So the Jesuit are so important inside the Vatican because the Jesuits are the Templars. Okay, are militaries. They are not religious people. They are military people inside of religious institution. So the Jesuit, which start all in Spain with Ignacio de Loyola, that is the name. The first Jesuit of all was Ignacio de Loyola, the name, but Google is going to correct for us. Ignacio Jesuita. The Company of Jesus, this guy, Ignacio de Loyola. This was
yes, de Loyola. Yeah, he wrote a whole book about how they should act and something. I read about that. I did some video on my channel about stuff like, I think it's Mark Knight has a book and he's talking about him. Okay,
so this guy is the first Jesuit, right? And here in the, you know, in this sign, they have the words IHS.
Yeah.
So if you don't understand that the Christian religious come from Egyptian, you're gonna think that this kind of 3 letters means other things. But in fact, it means this: Isis, Horus, and Set. So Set is Baal. Horus, it's also Baal, but with another skin. This Horus, and we're going to see a lot in the NASA. Horus is like talking about hawks.
You know, it's in 12 hours, in 10 hours, Horus.
Exactly. In the tennis ball, who is
tennis ball? There you go, another one, tennis ball.
Exactly, the tennis ball. But the important thing here is this: in the tennis ball, which is the master for saying if the ball is inside of the square or not, is the eye of the hawk. That is the technology. The eye of the hawk.
Yeah.
This is the technology that the elite put this on the ground, okay? This is the eye of the Horus. This is Horus. This camera represents Horus, the hawk eye. And that is how this works, and say Baal is inside the square, because the square, you know, is the cult to the sun. Jesuit cube, you know, the master cube. That is why all the sports are playing inside of a square, because it's a cube. The field of footballs, the field of tennis, and the field of basketball, all that kind of fields are rectangular.
What about hockey?
Hockey, I don't know that, huh? Hockey.
Ice, because
hockey can be or ice can be the
what does the ice mean? Because there's a meaning behind the hockey ice, the lines, and the first of all the blue and red line. You see the blue and red line in the middle.
Exactly.
Masonic,
but this is it's like, say, this is equal to say the key of the hawk.
And the circles.
And hawk is the same. The hawk is Horus. So it's like, say, the key of Horus, the key of Horus. All the sports are made
that's it.
Exactly. Because the sport, the real thing about the sport is to extract energy from humans.
Yeah, because they go in those stadium and they cheer for it, and during that time, the world is going upside down, and they're not noticing anything else.
Exactly. So this what this image, like the part of the image you see in this grayscale is because I took a picture from the book of Sergio Manuel Pop, right?
Yeah.
So in that book, he analyzed every root of the word. So the word is, which is very often used in English when you say, is this something or is
Yeah.
this, right? The word is, the root of is, it means big. It means big. It means much. And it means seed. Okay, I'm gonna write here for the people. So it's mean this. I'm gonna translate here, right? These are the words when you talk about is, the word is in Sumerian, you know, in the source code of the universe, we can call it like that, means big, much, or seed. The word is, right? So when you're talking Isis, Horus, and Set, Set means god of violence and war. So when you, that is why, you know, at 7 hours the suns go down and start the night, and Set, which is the representation of the god of the hell, you know, come to earth, because when there is night, the night comes, you know, between 6 and 7 hours when you are in winter, right? Yeah. So that is, like I tell you before, it's very complicated to me to translate, but I hope it's understandable.
Is that why you explain also they manipulate the time, especially we forward and backward the time to keep us in sync with war? For sure, it's war time.
Exactly. That is when the god Kronos, it's you know, they put Kronos, they manipulate the hours and the days. That comes from Romans people when they bring the new calendar based on also, 12 months instead of 13 months.
Yeah, while we're in that, I have a question for you. Why do we not all change the time like we've been changing the time maybe a month ago here in Canada, in US, but in Jamaica, they don't change the time. Like I called my friend the other day, he says, I'm an hour behind now. I'm like,
yeah,
during
exactly.
the summer is an hour behind. During the winter, we're on the same time.
Exactly. No, exactly.
Same.
Here in Argentina also, when you enter in the winter, but that is, you know why that, I think maybe I am I confused, but that kind of change of the hour is because it's when the suns jumps to the tropic of Cancer to the tropic of Capricornio, yeah. Right? Because this is the analema. This is how the suns move on the plane. So you know, the sun, it's like the people, if they analyze which is the analema, which is the movement of the sun, when the sun make this big, you know, this is real footage. This image, Santos Bonacci explained very well. Yes. This little arc, it's the, I don't know if the winter or the summer, and this big arc is like the summer time, I suppose, because I get confused. I don't remember which is one, but this is
I would say the small one is the summer and the big one the winter, because he does bigger circle in the winter, no?
Exactly, depends of, I'm not sure exactly, but depends where you are. I think, I don't know, I can't remember very well, but I want to say that this kind of movement of the sun has a totally relationship with that problem of the hours. That is why they, in certain part of the world, they say, okay, now it's winter, 1 hour,
Okay,
1
because
hour more or 1 hour less. And you say, why, you give me the hour or not? So what you
yeah,
would,
and
it's,
another thing too. I switched the time here in Canada, and Ivar in Holland was 3 weeks later. It's like, what is that? And I go tell my wife that. She said, "Oh, I didn't know." We don't question stuff like that. We never question our reality to know what's
exactly,
going on. So we don't know. We don't know anything. But now we're finding out a lot of stuff.
exactly. So with that with that kind of analyze all these things, maybe it's a little upside down because we jump from one subject to other. So with this relationship from the Egyptian and Sumerian things, we also have Israel, because remember this, when we're talking about, let me just show again, Baal, it's also in the Cananea mythology, it's the name of Baal is El, right? So El is the same thing like called Baal, is the same. So
Election.
exactly, when you jump to Israel, you're gonna find like is from Isis, Ra is from the god of the sun, and El, it means Baal, Elohim's, right? So Jesuits and Israel people both are calling to Baal in their names, right? So, for example, when you're talking about Isis, I'm going to translate here because I don't have time to translate in the week, so sorry. Isis, it means the goddess of horns, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put it like this: god of horns. You know, horns, it's this kind of shape, right? So Isis,
Hey,
it means
I just flash on something. The hockey rink has five circle on it. The big one in the middle and the four small. I just noticed it.
okay. So Isis, I don't know if Google is going to, maybe yes, this is Isis. Isis, it's the god woman. I don't know which is the name from god make woman. It's a horn god. In fact, this kind of symbolic we can still see here. So it's not just a bull with a disc. It means this kind of goddess. All right. In fact, look at this. The Egyptians, they don't talk about the sphere of the sun. They talk about the disc of the sun,
Yeah.
like the moon, like we see. They know there is a disc, not a sphere. Okay.
Yeah.
So that is why they call the solar disc, and that is why they put between horns a disc, because the symbolic meaning is like this kind of plane is controlled by the horns, by the devil. No, you can.
Yeah.
So here we got Isis, it means the god of horns, right? But remember from 2 minutes ago, the word is, it means big, much, and seed. So Isis is like talk the seed of the horn, you know? So
Yeah.
it's a seed. When you put a seed on the ground, is for something grow like this, you know. This plant come from the seed. So
That's why
if you put
Bob has a song. He said, I think it's I shot the sheriff. Said every time I plant a seed, he said kill them before they grow. I
exactly,
think he had the meaning
yeah,
much deeper than just
just like
yeah, just like that to say, oh, kill my marijuana plant or something. No, there was a meaning behind it.
exactly. So then you have the word Ra, and the word Ra, it means purity. Okay, and then you have the word El, and the word El, it mean criminal. It mean the god, the assassin. I don't know which is the word.
That's why when we go elect people, we elect the criminals.
Yeah, asesino,
They're a
asesino,
bunch of criminals anyway.
yeah, uh, killer. All right.
All,
So
all a bunch of faker criminals.
yeah, I know. So the word El means killer. So what you have here, you have the god of horns with the purity to kill. And that is why Israel are killing all the fucking people.
Yeah.
You know, if you have any doubt about it, ask to Palestinian people.
And that's why that's it. That's the Palestinian if they have problem with Israel. Hello.
Exactly. So
And that's why also they're putting such a big military power in place. Israel is, I think they have more planes than the U.S. Army or something like that.
yeah.
They
There
have
is
a big military force for a small country. They have a huge military force because it's
you know, there is in metaphysics there is a concept that say when you have nothing, you have it all, because the opposite sides, you know, are meeting. So Israel, they say, I don't have land. So because they don't have land, they have every land in the planet.
exactly.
So what these guys do was, because they don't have land, they come to west, to Occident, and they put all the fabrics, all the industries, and all west, because Nike, Coca-Cola, whatever, are all running in the west side of the world. And the west side are totally controlled by Israel people and Jesuit people. So they have a lot
Pepsi, that's another symbol interesting to look at.
exactly.
Five letter Pepsi at start.
Yeah, exactly. So we have the Jesuit people and we have the Israel people that both recall to Egyptian knowledge, to Isis, to Horus, and Set, right? So then we have seen that the language, but these symbolic things, because a Baal, it's also known like Enki, like Shabbat, Jehovah, Lucifer, Patsusu, and go on. All right?
etc. There, what is that? Is that why we say etc. at the end
Exactly.
of our sentence, and we put etc. with three points?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
etc.
No, here the 3 points are not needed.
No. But I mean the etc. We in French we put it etc. In English, I think also etc. or something.
Okay. And in French, how you wrote?
In French, when let's say you talk about something, but you want to say more about the thing you're saying, etc. and the rest. But we put
Exactly.
etc.
Exactly. Here is like, see, this etc.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't know what that means, but it's really curious word to.
Yeah. I think it's totally related to that for sure. They have a spell on the word, so.
It's like said, we are going to see with this character called Eratosthenes, but this it remind me the era of Set, etc. Then we're going to keep this word on the side, and then we are going to bring again, because I think this is this fucking same thing of all this kind of codes. So you have this character called Enki, Baal, Shabbat, etc. And then, really strange, you have the Tower of Babel, right? So everybody knows what the Tower of Babel means. Is when God, he wants to confuse the human, so he introduced the language, right? So that is because that is why we have all these roots from language, because the Tower of Babel. So
the Tower of Confusion.
Exactly. And in our times, that this is represented by the European Parliament. The European Parliament building is exactly like the shape of the Tower of Babel. That is no doubt about it. And also, look at this. This is the stamp of I going to put it here a little bit. Stamp of European Parliament, modern. I think 2000. I want to see here because I believe here is gonna be more big. Here is one. Okay, I don't found it because I don't know how to found it, but
there was one there that was here.
Yeah, no, because the important, but the important. Let me put in. Give me just 1 second. I'm gonna put in Spanish.
Take your time.
Parlamento, estampilla del.
In Spanish, maybe.
Acá, here is one. Yeah. So look at this. This stamp. First of all, I'm going to bring it here.
The stars.
Yeah.
Upside down.
Not just the star. It's it's the horn starts.
Yeah, the horn stars.
Yeah, here is the pentagram, okay? Because they can put the start in the regular way, or 6-star or 5-star, but why they put upside down? Because they want to refer the horn, the Isis, the god of horns again.
But it's clear if you look at the thing, you see the two horns there.
Exactly. Here is the Baphomet. Here is Baphomet. Okay. So in fact, this stamp, you can see that Europe, many tongues, one voice. A lot of language, but only one vibration. That is what the meanings of this. And one vibration, you can talk whatever you want, but the source code is one, is the vibration. That is what it means, this stamp. In fact, you can see here the crane here, which is a modern crane. So this image is referred to Babylon times, but it's saying like the Babylon times are today like was in the Babylon time, because here you have the modern crane.
So it's under construction.
Exactly. So this has a lot of ritual inside, okay? This is not a game simply or a paranoid thing. It's all in plain sight,
Yeah, it's real.
So then, like we say before, the people the people think like this is impossible because how they going to control all these kind of things. We are going to see really quickly how they do it, because Baal is on the top, and then you have the royal bloodlines Illuminati like Rothschild, Astor, DuPont, the Freeman, Kennedy, Onassis. Onassis is very known here in Argentina. In Argentina, all the time, the Onassis family, they are very powerful here in Argentina. Then you have the Rockefeller.
I heard their name often, Onassis. Yeah. Onassis, I think I heard or something, but say Onassis.
Yeah, this is a really bloodline, very powerful. Then you have, of course, the Rockefeller, the Disney, the Russell, the Banyan, and anytime I look this name, it's impossible to me to remind me when I don't know where I found this kind of thing. A lot of time in internet, but when I see let me show you this just for a moment. I have it in here. I have it here. Disney History Institute. And look at who is the partnership of Disney History Institution, putting in the mind of the people all the rocket space, because this documentary of Disney was in 1967. Look at this.
Oh my.
Adventure through inner space presented by Monsanto. And the people in our time believe to Disney that the world is round.
Yeah.
And look, hear the music. This is the year, 1967. 2 years before the moon landing, they built
1969. 36.
exactly. They built all this,
That's
this
why.
park.
Also, 1969, Brian Adams released a song, "Summer of '69."
Yeah.
That's not coincidence here. He
No,
was
no.
under the spell too. He was a famous. So
Exactly. So when we're talking about the science in the space, the people doesn't know that they are talking about Disney Institute and Monsanto. And this is not imagination of the people. Here is the documentary. They programming the people 2 years before they build like Disney Park, but with Monsanto, and they built the rocket, the inner space adventure. And look at all the kind of people. You have the regular people, the military people. You have, everyone. Everyone is invited.
everyone's going through the brainwash.
Exactly. In fact, you have like the ONU there, the ring of the ONU behind the in the wall. You have the special seat from See the Space, the children. Because this guy, for example, this boy here, maybe today he has, I don't know, 60 years old. And he can say, no, I see the space when I was to Disney Institute and Monsanto. So that is how they control the generations. They build this kind of magical world, and it's here. Here is, I not invite. This is real proof. This is not just, in the 50s.
Making this up. We're not making this up. That's real stuff that happened. And
Exactly.
It's still
Look at
today.
this.
It's still happening today. They do it with the children now. There's a place here in Laval. It's called the Cosmodome. I'm about to go there and make some videos one day.
Yeah.
It's terrible. It's the same thing. It's to brainwash the kids into space camps. They bring them there and do space camps. The same thing as that.
Exactly. In fact,
and you have to pay. And you have to pay to send them there.
Yeah, you have to pay to be foolish.
You have to pay $350 Canadian to send one children there for the weekend, eat frankfurters and all kinds of scrap, on top of being indoctrinated for space. No, tell amazing. Me where are we going? Hello, exactly. Wake up, people.
Exactly. So there you have, in the 1950s, the moon ride, the space bar. And here, the people doesn't know that this...
Space bar. Hold on. We have that on our keyboard, the space bar.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't connect that.
Space bar on the keyboard.
The keyboard, exactly. Space. Yeah, there is the space bar. My God, this is that is one for you, huh? Really nice connection. But you have here the moon ride, the space bar, the space station X1, because that was the first. But this comes from Julio Verne. All this fucking shit, it comes from the Masonic Julio Verne, who programming the people in the early 19th century with the moon, from Earth to the moon. Julio Verne was the Hollywood in the centuries before. Okay, we are going to analyze that kind of thing, but I want to show you that when we're talking about Disney, we are not talking about just money to put in words. We are talking this guy, because it's like, say, okay, the Rothschild control the banks. I don't know, because I don't know all this family, but the Kennedy is going to be in the politicians. The Collins is going to be in that way. The Disney is going to be in the brainwashing. That is the mission of the family Disney. And you can see it here.
The Renaults are in the metals, because they have the aluminium Renault.
Okay. That is
Renault.
See, yes, Renault. The cars and the wars.
And their
machines.
aluminium. Isn't it aluminium foil paper on their fake space stuff?
Exactly.
So it's related to the Renaults again.
And when the people see this, why they use this kind of symbolic, rockets, because this rocket is exactly the same thing of this. This is a rocket.
The male organ representation. I believe I said that in my video before. It's represent, and that's why when they go into space and they blast the rocket and the two thing, it's like an ejaculation they do in the sky.
Exactly. In fact, this is, the space rocket is referring again to Egyptian symbolic. That is why the rocket is like that and not the other way. It's because they are an obelisk. So that is...
And the rocket on Mother Earth. We always say
Exactly.
Mother Earth, and they send the rocket in the sky, maybe to rape Mother Earth. It's all symbolic.
Yeah, it's like basketball. It's
It's like the
same.
basketball.
Exactly. So this, of course, are all distributing in all the continents. We all know, but we must be understand that this guy was who create the P2 Logia, the Opus Dei, the Rosicrucians, the Freemasonry, the Skull and Bones, the Bohemian Club, the Kings of Malta. So all these are layers. They have a lot of layers, so you never come to this top part. The people is gonna say no, because all these kind of things happen because the Illuminatis, or because the Rosicrucians, no, because the Skull and Bones. But no, that are layers created by this family. You always have troubles to reach the top. So for you have traveled to reach this top, you have they have created this kind of things in secret society. They create the research institution like the Tavistock, like the Committee of 300, the Jason Society, the Aspen Institute. They create the financial groups. They manage all the politicians' research. They create the MI5, the CIA, the NSA, the FBI, the KGB. So they are with the Russians, with the Americans. They don't have any country. They are just families. The country is also a thing to create, to separate peoples.
Yeah, they have gangs.
Exactly. So they have the power. When we're talking about this big conspiration, there is a big conspiration to us. They conspirate to us. Yeah. And they have all this created, and nobody can deny this.
That's why it's very important. And that it's good, the flat earth, but it's not the biggest conspiracy of all time. It's against us. It's like the flat earth is a clue. You don't need no clues. Like, you don't need all kinds of clues for the flat earth. You need flat earth is the clue to enlightenment.
Exactly. In fact, a lot of people, at least here in Argentina, they talking about Nimrod.
Yeah,
like Nimrod is a good god because Nimrod tried to Nimrod is the god of spelling in the earth ball. It's the sun god. The people that say no, because Nimrod is a good god because Nimrod fight with dragon. I don't know which is the complete history, but they must be understand that the Nimrod is the sun god. Nothing more. It's the same. They have horns. They represent the sun god, and he is who presents the earth ball. So I think that is very clear.
Trinity there.
Exactly. And when we're talking about all this name, the people must be understand that this name has faces. All right. They are not just name or institution. They are real people made by flesh that we can go and take from the hair and take out of the power. They are not just mystical things. They have bodies. All right, so we can find it. We know who they are.
They have bodies. They're real people manipulating us. It's not just, they have to put the vibration out there. Someone does it.
Exactly.
Because we live in love and grace. We're divine. Everything is divine. Everything is divine from creation. But they corrupt everything. So we can remove those people from there and live in peace and harmony or something like that. No? Can we?
exactly.
Love and help one another. Isn't it what we're here for?
Yeah, that will we be here.
I think that's the divine purpose, to love and help one another. Not sure,
Exactly.
but in my heart, it sounds great.
Exactly. And in fact, something that this is my personal thinking. Now they are creating a new layer, but this time the layer that they are created is a layer that the humans can reach, which is because you have the secret society here, right? So the secret society, you can go in and found it here on Earth, because you can enter in any Masonic loggia or any place in the world and you're going to find people inside there. But what they do now, they present us by this kind of knowledge, the reptilians. So where you going to find a reptilian? Nowhere. Because the reptilian, they say, no, the reptilian is in another, sorry, I need to put this up here. The reptilian is another dimension. So all the guilty in the world is based on reptilians now. So where are you going to find a reptilian to hunt a reptilian? You can hunt a reptilian.
It's probably why David Icke put so much emphasis on reptilian to.
Yeah, this is really strange. Yeah, I believe another dimension, because I have experience when I always recommend the same page, which is this one. I have this experience, what I'm going to show you right now. So I know there is another dimension. In fact, the people someday it's going to die and it's going to go another dimension, right? That is true. That is true. That is not just a mystical history. This is real. The out of body experience are real. So you can practice here. You have a free page with a free techniques to understand and how to practice. This works, really works.
Yeah, astral travels and stuff like that.
I practice all the time, because to sleep you go every day. It's not like going to the gym or going to job. It's sleep. You always going to be there to sleep. So you can practice before get sleep. You can practice to get out of body experience, and that is really amazing things. So there is another dimensions, or the name who everybody wants to put it, but they are creating like an entity in that dimension that all these family now, they are controlled by reptilian. I don't know if they are controlled by reptilian or not. The first thing that I know is, if we want to change the things in this planet, we need to find first these guys, not the reptilian. These guys which have flesh, and we know it, and we know who are they. So that start to kick asses from this person that I see it, and then we're going to find the reptilian. But first, take out of the power to these people.
Follow the money.
Exactly. So I think there was a big introduction from the Earth ball. So that is why I reject living in a ball, because if I accept that I living in a ball, I accept that living in Baal, right?
Nothing makes sense about that ball. Is just to see it. I don't know why so many people are being stuck to that ball. I don't know. They have a spell on them or something. To me, it was very clear the moment I saw Eric Dubé's video. I'm like, okay, whoa, it makes sense. Whoa, that's a high opener. Whoa, I've been brainwashed all my life. But, many people don't want to admit it to themselves, too, that they've been brainwashed. It's a big... but us, it's a blessing. It's like, you have to see things for what they are. It's important.
Exactly. In fact, they control. Here, you can see it. I showed this last thing to jump to the really interesting thing. They control the secret society. So why the people go into the flat earth society to learn things about the flat earth? It's like going to the Vatican to learn a spiritual thing. No, because the Vatican is totally corrupt. So if you want to learn a spiritual thing, take an ayahuasca, take a out of body experience, go to shamans, something that is more connected to the earth, than connected to this kind of bloodlines. So if you want to learn about the Flat Earth Society, don't enter in the Flat Earth Society, because the society, all the societies are created and controlled by these people, right? So now here comes the interest part. Maybe this take a really long. If you want, then you can cut it and present it in chapter and do whatever you want. I know that I like to talk a lot, so I sorry because maybe I extend a little bit.
I'm not. I have no time rush. Nothing. We have all the. This is priority to me.
Okay. Now we are going to. I'm going to leave this. I'm going to show you what we are going to see to understand how at the point we see here we see the aperture thing. You know, to try to understand this all connection with Egyptian people, with Egyptian culture. Now we are going to see the three main goddess of the Egyptians to represent the ball earth, and how they are associated with characters like Isaac Newton, all these kind of things. Then we're going to jump to the rest of the character, like Eratosthenes, like Cristobal Colon, like Copernicus, like Galileo Galilei, Isaac Newton, the Mercator, which we know, like, you know, the map of Mercator. We are going to analyze the Einstein and all these kind of things, Jack Parson, etc., etc. And then we are going to analyze the nucleus, you know, the core of the Earth, why they call nucleus and things like that. The Van Halen belts, why they call Van Halen belts. The horizon, why they call horizon. And then we're going to jump a little bit to the education institutions, like we present the Institute of Disney, and then the NASA, the Tower of Babel, called NASA in our days, and why they call this Columbia, or why they call this Genesis, or
and when
like
we're
that.
young, yesterday I was checking those NASA video, and when I was young, I was so impressed by that. So impressed. I was like, wow, that's grandiose space, you know. Today I'm like, whoa, what is that? Brainwashing the people like that. It's crazy.
It's crazy, exactly.
Yeah.
And the last thing we are going to analyze is the planes. You know, the planes, like the two the two companies that, you know, take you to the South Pole.
That's John Travolta hairline, no? Eh?
What?
John Travolta Airlines is Qantas or something?
Yeah, Qantas and LAN, that the both company. But the people, it's just concerning about the South Pole. Why they don't say, okay, going to the North Pole and make the round, you know, make the trip to the North Pole, and no, they only the South. But
it would be interesting to look at that name, Travolta, what it means. John
that's
comes
also
from the Bible for sure, but Travolta, because he's very, very famous, John Travolta. He's been many movies. I'm sure his name has to do something.
Yes, he's a pilot, and he was with Qantas company, and he make a travel to, you know, to the South Pole. John Travolta, the problems, you know, troubles. John travels Volta. Okay, so the first connection, and this is very interested connection, because from here is where it comes the word atom, which is the new atom and all that kind of thing. So a friend of mine, Eduardo from Spain, he helped me to translate some of the things that we are going to see here, because all this is in Wikipedia, right? So the regular stuff, if you, the people that only know English, if they want to see who are they guys, they can find the same thing but translated, because this is a screenshot from Wikipedia, right? So the first thing we must be understand is from the Egyptian people, Aton, yeah, and we are going to make it just live. Aton god. If I put this, you're gonna find the Egyptian god of Aton, right? Which represent the sun. Okay, this is also real history. Aton is also known like Aten, and Aten is the
In
same.
Greece.
What?
Athens in Greece. Athens in Greece.
Yeah, exactly. And it's the same to say Ra. So it's the same to say Baal, right? Again, it's the same name, but they have a little fractals, depends of which which era are in the earth, right? So Aten, which is like this here is I'm going to read in Spanish, was a god in the ancient Egypt that represent the solar disk in the firmament. He was considered like spirit, like he bring life to earth. Of course, these kind of things are associated with this kind of concept because the only people that had connection with this kind of goddess was the elite of that time, not the slave of Egypt. No. So the life, this God bring the life to the earth to the elite, not to the rest of the people. That is why in Wikipedia they put, Aton was a spirit that bring life to earth. To them, not to earth. Okay? So, this is Aton, right? Now, what is the connection with the flat earth movement? The problem with the connection is, first of all, we must be understand that the people in the English countries, they know that the language of the English it's also come from the Greeks, right? So the majority of the meanings of the word have connection with the Greek language. Okay, so that is why this, for example, here in the Spanish word, we call amanecer. It's the same amanecer in English. I think it's dusk. Translation in English. Sorry. Amanecer. Sorry for this. Amanecer, which is get out of the sun. In English, it's dusk, I think, or down.
Dusk or down, I think.
Down, yeah, like this, down,
yeah.
Right? But look at these connections. First of all, amanecer in Greek, amanecer is like say amon nacer, which means amon birth, right? So when the suns go out, right, it's like the birth of Ra, right, of the Egyptian god. When you go to see, yeah, Amon, and Amon, it's also known like because Aton is like say Aton, Aten, Akhenaton, Amon, Amon Ra, and so on and so on and so on. It's not just I put this to arrange that the words combine. No, this is real thing. If I come here and I put Amon Ra, it's gonna show me the same symbolic thing. So it's not that is I invented to arrange the words. These are all real things, right? So you have the first meaning, you have Amon, amanecer is Amon birth. When you go to the other thing, which is atardecer. I don't, dusk is this? Because you have down and then you have dusk, I believe. No.
Yeah. Dusk and down.
dusk time. Dusk, okay, like this. Yeah,
Yeah, sunrise and
dusk
sunset,
time. Yeah,
whatever.
exactly. So in Spanish, this it's called atar de ser, right? In Greek, we can say like that in Spanish. But
Okay, but
this,
there's a word in French when someone is like the word retarded or attardé mental. On dit ça attardé.
yeah, well, and if you separate this word, you have. Give me a second. I translated the
Attardé.
word.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
If you separate this, you can found like atar in English is tie in, because it's like say atar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because when the lights go down, it's bring set, and set it's tight you, it's a trap you. I don't know what how can I ser in.
Catches you or something.
Yeah, English. I think I be okay, because here in Spanish, when we talking about the human beings, you talk the word for say human beings. You talk about the word ser. Okay, so you have the birth of Amon.
Servitude.
Yeah.
We have to
So
serve them, sir.
yeah, the two exactly. So the two times of the day also refer to Amon, right?
Attard,
So
sir.
now what we
Attard,
have
sir. But you see, you have it there. The word sir, SCR, servitude.
exactly. So for when the suns come up, they call the birth of Ra, and when the sun go down, you have a set. You are tied to set.
Yeah.
So, every time, again, Egyptian symbology. Now, what is the interesting? The interesting thing is like when we talk about Aton, which is the sun god, we have this guy, which is Newton, because all the gravity was found with Newton, right? But what is the meaning of Newton? It's the new Aton. So that is why I don't believe this fucking shit, because
Yeah.
this character, maybe even he doesn't exist, and if he exists, they maybe call Joseph, but for the history, they need to put a name that refer the sun god, so they put the new Aton, because this guy was who validates all the spherical ball Earth, because if you doesn't have the gravity, you can present the model of Earth like a ball of the universe, filling of balls. So they need to
Filled
put
with balls. Yeah, the universe filled with balls. And that's what
exactly.
they do. They fill the universe, not only the universe, they fill the plane with balls, with sports, like we were saying. It's filled of balls. So
Exactly. They put balls in everywhere. So
everywhere.
exactly. So the Newton is like talking about the Egyptian guys. It's not nothing more, and it's implicity in the word new aton, new tone. In fact, here is in Spanish. It say the Akhenaton, which means the shining of Aton. No, you have the movie The Shining.
Yeah, the movie The Shining, I was going to tell you.
Exactly. And also, Aton, the people in the principal temple of Aton was in the city of Akhenaton, which means the horizon of Aton.
Wow.
That is why they use the horizon. That here is a little thing, and this is for me, when I understand this kind of thing, I understand a lot of other things, and I mean this one. For example, we have the ball, right? And let me just open the reference so we can make it more clear. I have here. Let me this one. If I tell you, give me the name, for example, of this measure to the center. With how is called this measure?
Radius.
Exactly.
Rayon. En français, c'est un rayon.
Exactly. So I'm going to tell you this. This is called the radio. Okay?
Radio. Radio in English?
Yeah, radio.
Okay.
Okay? So the people say no, because the radio of the Earth is 6,000. The number 6, because let me make it this live to the people understand. Radio de la Tierra. So in kilometers are 6, right? The radio of the Earth. Now, you know, in Italian, the Italian people, and also the Spanish and all that kind of Greeks things, the name God in Italian, it's Dio. In Italian, I'm going to put it Italiano, is Dio, right?
Yeah.
So the word radio, what I'm telling you is that Ra is the God of the earth.
And that's why we listen to the radio all the time, everywhere in our cars and everywhere.
Exactly.
The radio. You know?
The radio, every time is the radio Gaga.
Put the radio on, and it's all in our psyche.
Yes,
psyche.
this
We're
is
so
the radio.
programmed, it's terrible.
The radio represents the sun God, and they use it all the time to measure the air, to listen to the radio. In fact, Queen, the group Queen, you know, with Freddie Mercury,
yeah,
we are going to understand why he's Freddie Mercury, from Mercurio, the Mercury god. And in fact, Queen make a song called Radio Gaga, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember Radio Gaga?
Yeah, I remember.
And you have now Lady Gaga, right? And Gaga is again sun god. You can find it, then you're going to show you. Gaga is mean the sun god. That is why he was Freddie Mercury and Lady Gaga and Radio Gaga. Radio Gaga. So it's everything is connected.
Yeah,
everything is connected.
It's all connected.
Okay, so here we have why the elite invent Newton, because they refer a new atom, and it's a really curious thing, because the gravity is the magical force that keeps us in the ball. So the new atom, exactly, the new atom, the new god, the new sun god is what leave the people stuck on the ball earth. That is the relationship. That is why they invented this character in the history. Okay, so that is why this is alive, because this refers to the sun god again. All right, keep going. That is the one. Okay, but we have more. When you want to stop, and we can
maybe we can go, I don't know, maybe 3:30 we'll stop, 2 hours and a half, and we'll keep going in another one.
Okay, you tell me, and again, and there is no problem.
It's up to you. It's up to you. It's just for people. I don't think people want to watch that long, like 6.
No, okay. I think maybe we can stop here in the Egyptian explanation, and the next week we can jump to the characters.
Exactly. Okay, perfect.
Okay,
perfect. No, 2 hours. 2 hour show. I think it's good. It's a good formula. It's people can watch it, and no, that's good.
Okay, Okay.
Very good.
And how much left to our?
Oh, you have about 10 minutes.
Okay, perfect. So we have Apollo 11, right?
Yeah.
So again, Apollo. this I think I have translated. Let me give me a second here. Yeah, Apollo 11. So I gonna read in English what is said here, right? So Apollo 11 was the first space flight that landed humans on the moon. American Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin landed on July 20 on 1969, which is the same to say, let me, here. Okay, here is the same to say, okay, 66.
Yeah, it's the same thing. 1969 is the same thing as 66,
Exactly.
For sure.
Exactly.
They know it. They know it.
Exactly. At the time of 20 and 18. So 2 plus 9 equal 11. So here you have again the number, because 1, plus 8 is 9, and the 2 plus 0 is 2. So again, you have the number 11, Apollo 11, right? So, okay, everybody knows the history of the landing of the moon. You can find a lot of a symbolic thing. The important thing is the name, Apollo. Apollo, it's referred to Apollyon, and it's referred to Aten. Again, the new Aton is referred to Baal again. And if anybody have a doubt about it, if I put it here, Apollyon, it's gonna jump me to the sun god again, Apollyon. In fact, the CERN, the institution of the CERN, has an Apollyon connection. I can remember. I think if anybody go to Google Earth and put CERN, is going to refer to Apollyon, because in fact the word CERN is referred to a god called Cernunios. There is a CERN.
Just the symbol of CERN is 600 line.
I think this is the name. Yeah, this is the CERN. Again, the horns. You can see here the horns. So when you talk about Apollo, you are talking about this guy which manage a snake, and he has horns. So that is why they put the mission Apollo, right?
That's
because
the serpent tongue in the NASA logo too?
Yeah, exactly.
Probably related.
Yeah. So you have
and a serpent in the mid-skull profession thing. My wife came to me with that the other day. She said, I noticed there's a serpent on the mid-skull profession thing. I said, yeah, I know. I said, they're not there. It's to tell you that they're not there to make you feel healthy. They're there to poison you too.
Exactly. In fact, look at this. For example, Armstrong became the first to step onto the lunar surface 6 hours.
6 hours. Wow.
No, these guys are amazing. So you have Apollyon, you have the 60-60, the number 66. You have the duality, because that is why they put 11. And the rocket that launched the Apollo was the Saturn V. 5 is the pentagram, is referred to Baphomet. Saturn, we all know that is a cult, the cult to Saturn. So again, we have the hawk involved in all this business, like the eye of hawk, the Horus. Hawk is like telling Horus, is the same thing. So that is why the Anunnakis and the Sumerians and the militaries and all that kind of institutions put this kind of wings, because they are referred to Horus.
So
in fact,
that's what you said. The
exactly.
Hawk. You said the hawk before, eh?
Yeah, the hawk.
So, the hawk.
Exactly. That is why the symbolic.
The hawk. Yeah, the hawk. Okay, the hawk. The eagle.
Exactly. That is why the Apollo 11 uses this hawk. This is not because from the American people, they have the white head hawk. I don't know how
Yeah.
the name, and that's
Uh,
right. But also,
American
this-
Eagle, I think it's called.
yeah,
the
exactly. But it's casualty because they refer also to Horus, the hawk.
Yeah.
All right, so that is why you're gonna find it in all. This is
So
Cernunos. Also.
that's probably a bit where the word hockey come from,
Yeah, that
because it's
is
the same for hockey. Hawk
exactly. Is the key of Horus.
is a key of
How
Horus. Yeah. Hockey.
he.
Hockey. Hey, my-
You can write. You can write if you want like this, but hockey, right?
Yeah,
Something
they
like-
just
but
put a
it's
E to it.
this is the key of
But
Horus.
the E is the 5 letter of the alphabet.
Exactly.
Fifth letter of the alphabet, so it's well placed. It needed an extra letter. Also, hockey is 5 letters. I think.
No,
I
and
think.
and and this
Six.
come from my this come to
It's
my mind.
6 letters. 6 letters.
6 letters also, and look
They
at
had
this.
the E, the 5th letter
Look
of the
at-
alphabet.
Yeah, and look this symbolic thing, because in other sport you play with a ball, right?
Yeah, this
But
one you play
in
with
the
a puck.
hockey, yeah, and the hockey you hit a disc, so symbolically you try to destroy the plane.
Yeah, and to put it in the net,
Exactly, to be trapped.
to be trapped
So-
in the net.
You try to destroy it. You try to destroy the flat Earth. That
Yeah.
is why. That is a hockey.
That's why they slap it all the time, and they do slap shot, and they, the harder you hit it, the more chance you have to score goals. So
Exactly. In fact, for example, there is a Christian history. This is the representation of the Horus, to try to kill the Christian. This is Christian and Apollyon.
Yeah.
So here you have every pieces together. It's undeniable. It's
undeniable. You cannot
Exactly.
deny this. It's
exactly. You have this patch from NASA, which is, and here is very interesting thing, because here we have first of all the title. No, nothing is
Yeah.
beyond our reach. So that is really clear.
Yeah, NASA, the people that take you places they never been.
Exactly. And why they put an octopus, trapping the earth? Because the octopus, first of all, they have a connection with the Kraken. The octopus is not just an octopus, it's the Kraken. And the Kraken, it's Baal. Again, you can see it in the movie like the Pirates of Caribbean, and every mythology there is a Kraken. But also, the Kraken.
Crackers. That's why we eat
Yes.
crackers.
Yes, exactly. And then you have the word octopus.
It's all
Yeah.
in the language. The language is such a spell. Like you said it before. Like,
Yeah.
we have to look at it. We have to see through it for sure.
Exactly. The octopus word, it's come from the okay, right?
That's why we say okay.
Exactly. Because you are referred to the Kraken. But this is the interesting part. Octopus means 8 arms.
So that's why we say the more conscious you become, the less you speak, because the less you use their words.
Exactly.
Oh my.
Octopus, it means 8 arms. And
Yeah.
8 arms, the number 8, it refers to the infinite. It's like they telling you like you are infinite attraped, infinite catched. And in fact,
infinitely trapped into your ball.
exactly. But the word in Sumerian, this, which it can refer to okay, it means dead. So when you're talking about okay was a word to refer 0 kill.
We
Supposedly.
say okay, but the word okay, like I keep telling you, okay, sound the same. Lah.
Yeah,
So
it's
you
mean
cannot-
dead.
It's all.
Yeah. In fact, everybody knows that these 2 words was supposedly in the words when one soldier ask to another soldier, how many kills are? 0. 0 kill. You know, it's like say
Kill.
0
Okay.
kill. But
Yeah.
that is not the real. This is not the real. It's not like 0 kill. It means kill.
Yeah.
Point.
Yeah.
Period. It's dead. That is why they use the octopus in their patches. Okay. So again, we have seen a lot of connection. And the last one to close this show,
No.
we have
Very,
the most.
very good. Very instructive again. Like I learn every time you come on Yahoo, I learn. Like I've done a lot of research myself. I've read a lot of stuff. I watch many videos. I connect with many people. But every time you come on, I learn stuff all the time. It's because we interact with each other. Like I'm sure you too. There's some stuff now that came up to your mind, and like, oh, I'm gonna research more.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's why it's good.
Yeah,
That's why it's good.
I never think about the hockey, for example.
Exactly, but me, it's the 5 circle now on the ice. Everything in the field is made to match their vibration. So as soon as you get out your box house and you go in
Yeah.
Babylon, you're gonna recognize all the pattern. It's out there.
Yeah.
Open your eyes. Just open
This
your
is-
eyes.
This is
Question
why
everything.
exactly. This is why that we say think out of the box.
Yeah.
Because the box is Saturn. That is why they present this kind of concept, because they want to refer all the time to the box.
And that's why people like me and you realize that there is no box.
There is no box. Exactly.
That's why we're there, to make you realize that there is no box.
Exactly. So the last one to close up, to close this subject about the Egyptians goddess, we have another word used by the lead, which is Thor. I gonna use this. I don't know if my friend translate Thor. Let me see. No, I think he can do it, but we make it live. Mercator. No, okay. So Thor, from the ancient Nordics. I don't know if maybe let me let me pour in because here in Argentina we have the you know, like we translate, we make English words just, you know, using some endless I think forget it. I cannot explain. So forget that part. Thor, Wikipedia.
Yeah.
I think we are going to recently was the movie film about Thor, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know why.
There's one of my friend on Facebook. Probably you know him too, John Thor. He's probably watching now or something.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah, I wonder if he probably, it's not his real name. I don't know, but he's a lot about like nothing personal on his wall. He's like
No, because the people doesn't know all these kind of things.
That's it. So I'm sure he chose his name for that. He's like, I'm gonna put them down, those Nazi people. I like that guy, John Thor. He's very outspoken, very.
Exactly. So I was thinking that this is going to give me the English Thor Wikipedia.
So if John is watching, bless up, John.
Wikipedia English. Let me just see if I can open the. Yeah, here is in English. So Thor, in Norse mythology, Norse. Here we know like Nordico. In Norse mythology, is the hammer wielding god associated with the thunder, the lightning, the light. It's Apollyon is the same fucking thing. The oak tree's strength, the protection of mankind, the protection of elite, mankind, liars, and also fidelity, blah 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 blah. The important thing here is that the word Thor is common Germanic. Okay. Now, what had this to be with the flat Earth movement, right? Because here is a god with is from Norse and from Germanic, but first of all, the word Thor, it means now in our days they transformed in the word goal. That is where you scream in the football play, right?
Yeah.
When the ball get inside the net, all the people,
Goal!
exactly. And when all that people in their minds are thinking in the word goal, they are meaning destruction. That is the energy, that is the vibration that come out. It's all a ritual to generate in the highest levels of consciousness the destruction energy. So they can reuse that, and that is why we have a lot of wars and things like that. The people, maybe it's difficult to understand this kind of connection, but we must be understand there is another dimension. We are dimensional beings. So when you have a synchronized million of people every day see play soccer, and they scream goal, they are in the vibrational code, they are generation destruction, right? Because it's the word, that is the word goal, it means destruction. So
many times in those football field, like soccer field, you have those hooligan people that cause trouble in the stands too. You know, it's distraction. They fight against each other. I
exactly,
see a lot of stuff in Europe happening. Here in Canada, you don't see that. In the
exactly.
USA so much either, but in Europe, like they go crazy, man. They go crazy in those
Yeah, they go
stadiums.
crazy.
It's the vibration that's generating from that
Yeah,
ball.
exactly. In fact, the word goal, we can see it a lot because this is like the god of destruction. Thor or Goal is the god of destruction. That is why in a lot of movies they refer to Gollum. Yeah. And Gollum is always, a bad character. They are traitor always because they generate destruction. So that is where the goals or the Thor come from. But the most important thing is that the elite, because they know the word Thor, it means destructions, they send it to see if they can destruct the dome. So because if for example, anybody can think you are a conspiracy guy, this doesn't have any sense at all. But why they are going to put in a rocket, send it to the atmosphere? Because this is real. They all the time they try to use magic things. Yeah. Here is the look at this, for example, Christmas Iceland. Christmas, it means Christ, the Christ, the Christ, the Christ right. Religion. Yeah. Okay, so when you're talking about
elevation, Christ, 5 feet,
exactly. When you no, and look at this, 11.9 miles north of equator. So this is casualty. No, it's impossible. Wow. It's impossible. In fact, the Christmas is a relation to means again aton. Why crystal? Why crystal? I'm going to show you here because I have a better image. Let me 1 second because I have. I see right now. I see the other monitor, but I want to show you the Christians guys. That is why they use, because when the people look and see Christmas Island, maybe they think they are Catholic people. The military are Catholic people, but they are far away from that because what they try to invoke is this is Jesus Christ, and this is the God Osiris. Yeah. So when they use things like Christmas, in fact, they are referred to Egyptian ritual. So that is why the military are Christmas Island, this is a pyramid. You know, this tree has the shape of pyramid, and they are
also it can represent the pineal gland, maybe a pine cone.
Exactly. Everything is connected, but all the time is referred to Luciferian rituals.
Look, is that why also, you know, the Christmas tree, there's a thing around the Christmas tree, but if you look at the Christmas trees come mostly, I think we bring a pine, I think it's called pine trees inside our house, no?
Yeah.
So pineal gland, pine.
Yeah. In fact, they are.
Makes sense to me.
They talk a lot. You know, they want to the mankind believe and all this. You know, the law of attraction and because the pineal gland is the most easily thing to trick. Exactly. The heart is not so easy to trick, because always the heart of you is
First of all, you don't hear about that in school. Like before I started doing research, never heard the word pineal gland. I never knew I had one.
Exactly.
So it's deep like that. Every time my children come back from school and they tell me what they learn, I'm like, okay, what about this? What about that? Like all the good stuff that we have to learn, we don't. We just learn brainwashing stuff.
Exactly. And today we start to hearing a lot of the pineal gland because the elite want that we believe that the pineal gland is the most amazing thing in our bodies. But why? Because it's the same as solar cult. Talking about the pineal gland and think that the pineal gland is the best thing in our body is to say, okay, so the Egyptians are inside of my body. Because the most important thing inside of our body is the heart. It's not the pineal gland.
It's the heart. It's the heart.
It's the heart.
I always believe it's the heart. The heart is intelligent. The heart can think. It sends signals. It's the heart.
Exactly. In fact,
that's why it's called a heart.
Yeah.
Heart.
In fact, when we're talking about the heart, that this has a little hidden symbol.
Heart. You take
exactly.
Heart, and you take heart. You just take out the H. Oris heart. You know, Oris heart or.
Yeah. So when you're talking about the earth, you are talking about the earth. So we live in the planet Earth because we live in the planet Earth.
Yeah.
That is why they use the word earth and earth, because are the same letters. One refers to something like because in English, when you're talking about the real dirt or you're talking about ground or dirt, okay? So why they call the planet dirt or planet ground? No, they call it planet Earth. Is planet Earth. Is the planet full of hearts. So the heart is the more important thing. The pineal gland, you can trick whatever you want. You come to school from the 5 years old, take by the UNESCO, and the UNESCO trick your gland pineal to believe you are in the ball. So that is why all this knowledge, quote unquote, came out to the light, because they want to you get in the Egyptian cult, believe in the everything. You know, the first law of the Kybalion.
Yeah, but listen, hold on. That's what THD said in the interview. He said, Yannick, it's good to put down the Babylon system, but when the Babylon system falls, there will be another system. And that's what they're trying to do now, because they see Babylon falling down. So now they want us to go to the ancient Egypt and really praise the Egyptian, like the pyramids. Exactly. That's why we hear so much about the pyramids also.
Exactly. That is, you know, to our days, they are coming to the light, the Kybalion. Do you hear it about the Kybalion?
Yeah, heard about that.
Well, the Kybalion is a book from Egyptians. Yeah. And the first law of the Kybalion is the all is mine. No, all is heart.
All is
no
heart.
mind.
All from the heart.
So this first law is when the Kybalion trap you. The rest of the 6 laws are perfectly. You have the law of vibration, the laws of rhythm, the laws of generation. That are really true law. The first law is when they attract again and bring you again to the Egyptian laws, because they're talking about the mentalisms. No, if you enter in the paradigm of the mentalism, you're going to be trapped really, really easy, because all the history books are grown by Disney Institute and UNESCO. So that is why they want to, all the people talk about the Kybalion and all is mine. No?
Yeah.
All is hurt. No, mine.
That's why I say all the time, do it from the heart or not at all. Don't listen to your mind. Do it from the heart. You feel something,
Exactly.
the intuition. Intuition comes from the heart, doesn't come from the brain, it comes from the heart.
Exactly. In fact, all the people, me, myself, for example, when I make some mistake, I say, why I do what I thinking instead of doing what I'm feeling.
Exactly.
That is all.
That's why if you keep listening to the little voice in your head, you'll never do nothing in your life, and you're never gonna realize your greatness or manifest it, because you live in the mind. Separate a bit from the mind. Separate from the mind. Separate from the ego, and live to a place of a higher self. Try to reach your higher self.
Exactly. In fact, this what we see here. This is Thor. This bomb is Thor. Why? This is not, look at this. Do you know what is this in the military bases?
Yeah, that's the Templar cross, no?
Exactly. But, okay, they are making, now they are making mathematical things. This is not, no, that is not Templar cross. No, this is because they want to hit that point. Everything is a ritual. So they drop Thor, okay? And I'm gonna show you to close this this chapter. So what they trying to do? They have this operation called Dominic. I think everybody in the Flat Earth movement talks, listen about the Dominic. Here you have it, Thor. Thor is undeniable. So why they put Thor in the rocket if they believe they are so scientists or so military? Why they put a ritual, Egyptian word in the rocket if doesn't have any? And look at the letter M of Monsanto.
Yeah, the M, I was going to tell you, what's that M there? I'm starting to feel bad with my logo at the back.
Exactly. So they put the word Thor, they put the word Thor because Thor, it means destruction. And this rocket was launched in the Operation Dominic, right? But the word, why they put Operation Dominic? Because Dominic, it's come from domain. It's come from domain. It means
dominion.
Yeah. It literally means Lord. That is why here in the Spanish language, the day of Sunday, which is equal to Sunday, which is equal again to Aton, here we have the Domingo, which means the day. Let me just put it, the day. So
the Lord.
This is Dom, which is again domain. So they put Operation Dominic because they invoke the Lord. They want to destroy the creation. They want to destroy the Lord of creation, or whatever you want to call it. So
and also it's for them to show that they have dominion over us in the fake way, but in the we've been given dominion and power over all things, us, but they take away our power and use it for them. It's
crazy. Exactly. And in fact, when you separate the word operation, you're gonna find OP. It means in I think it's in Greek. OP.
There's the car Opel, no?
Yeah. It means against I don't know how it's
Oh
against
my, my.
opponent.
Oh,
Opponent. There
against
is where you come up. Up, Ra means sun, and Sion means Sion,
Zion.
right? So you guys understand why they call operation. And in fact, the word on is to refer to high matrix.
Operation. That's why
That is why
every
all the electronical equipment, you have the button that say on, because all the equipment can have a button called start.
yeah
Why they put on?
on off
Because
on the light everywhere.
everywhere, because on refer to high matrix. So they want to destroy the high matrix, and they use in the military thing, they put the word Tor. In fact,
And
the real the
you
most
turn you turn the light on. You know, you turn the light on, so they generate counter and money and stuff. So yeah.
exactly. In fact, they before the operation Dominic, before this operation, they have, the previous test series called Operation Sunbeam. Oh, again, Sunbeam,
Yeah,
rayo solar. But
exactly.
what? And
Every military operation they do in the world, it's always operation.
exactly.
And when they not only that, when you go to the hospital, they operate on you. They
Oh
operate.
yeah,
They open your body. They do an operation on you.
exactly. My God.
Wow.
Fuck. So you have the Operation Dom, which is meant the operation of the Lord. Then previous they have the Operation Sunbeam. And after they drop all these bombs, they realize that up there is a fishbowl. So the next series of operations call it Operation Fishbowl, because they say, okay, we can destroy this fucking dome, so we're living in the fishbowl. The military guys are telling you the truth.
Yeah. No, it's all in our face. They want us to wake up. I keep saying it. They want
And
us to
that is
wake up.
why we're living in the era of pieces.
Yeah.
The
That's why.
fishbowl. The
Yeah, the
fishbowl.
fishbowl. The fishbowl. That's
Fish-
it. The Pisces and yeah.
Fishbowl. And
But
we
we're going
in
to
the
a
age of
new
pieces.
a
And
new
if,
a new time is coming. A new soon we will find out who are the real revolutionaries.
exactly.
Soon.
In fact, look at this, for example. The number of bombs was 31, right? But for example, the max yield was 8.3 megatons. 8 plus 3 equals 11, for example.
I lost your screen. Do you stop sharing your screen or?
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, because I lost your screen share. I only see the picture.
It comes or not? Wait me a second. I'm going to rest.
Here, who will be back? Very, 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 very interesting stuff that Yehu is presenting us this afternoon. Very, very informative. Love it.
It come again?
Yeah, I got you
So,
now.
I was saying the max yield was 8.3 megatons. 8.8 plus 3 is equal 11. The high altitude rocket was between 30 and 80 kilometers. Again, 8 plus 3 equal 11.
And TNT, there's something with that word to Tor or something.
And
Tor.
And the most strange things of all, look at what they said here. Test type, free eyedrop, high altitude rocket, and parachuted underwater. 80 kilometers up in the air, underwater. That is like the first advertising we see. The waters above. The military guys found that up there is some kind of underwater environment. So we are Atlantida.
I'm starting to find out a lot more, matching the dot a lot more the more you research, the more you see the lies everywhere, and it's more filled with the.
Exactly. And look at this. Look at this, please. The Thor rocket tried to penetrate the waters above, you know?
Yeah.
And in fact, there is an explosion here because they dropped 31 bombs. But there is one explosion in the 8 kilometers, this one. This one is really high in altitude. And look at, first of all, there is not a bowl, because here is something up here that push it back.
Pushes it back down.
Exactly. And that is like a donut shape.
Yeah.
And expands like 60 kilometers per second. Look at the size of this explosion. And in fact, look at the gap here.
Yeah.
So if this explosion at 80 kilometers up there with a 8.3 megatons of TNT can go out, how the NASA go out with a simpler rocket? It's impossible. It's impossible.
Exactly.
So I think with this we can finish this first part, and then another week, if you want, we can
next week
enter.
Can be back next week, next Sunday, if you're available.
For me, the day of the Lord is a nice day to really show who is the Lord here.
I think so. I think that's why I like to do it on Sunday with you. It's a really nice synchronicity with the divine.
Exactly. For me, it's a pleasure to be here with you. So I can the next week we can see why the first guy who measured the radio of the Earth, it's called Eratosthenes, the era of thought. Again, who is Thoth? He is Thoth. So why is the name Eratosthenes? Because it's the era of thought. Yeah. And we can see how Colon, Nicolas Copernico, we are going to analyze all these guys the next week.
No, that's great. So it was a pleasure again to have you. And that's it. Was Janik for the TRU-MON Show with Mr. Landucci. So we will be back for the following series. We're going to do a series of video together for sure.
Yeah, okay. That will be great, because all this material I doesn't have translated to English. So for me, it's really nice to. Yeah. It's I talk to you and with your people, and at the same time I have registered in English, so anybody in the world can.
Exactly. Anybody can access it. English is our universal Babylon language, so we must use it.
Exactly. Use it against the Babylonian system.
That's it.
So a pleasure.
Bless up, Yehu, and we will be back next week again.
Thank you.
Bless up. He's out.
We are out.